Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code with Rex. So today we'll be continuing the Python game project today, and we are going to be moving to rock paper scissors game with Python today. So if we want to create a rock paper scissors game with Python now, we first want to collect the user input. We want to give the user some list of options. I want the user to be able to pick what the user wants in all those list of options. So the first thing we're going to have now, let's just have a function here and we'll call it, okay, let's have a function here, we'll call it get user choice. So when we have it get user choice here, so what do we want to do here? We want to say, okay, let's have a comment here. This function gets and returns the user's choice. So that was this function is going to do. And now we want to have a dictionary which we are going to call our choices. And why are we using dictionary? So that we can get the user choice in an, right? We give the user options, and yes, we want the user to just enter the number of the choices taken. Then, so we're mapping a number to a specific choice, as 1 is mapped to rock now. Like 1 is the key and rock is the value. So now we're having 2 also mapped to, okay, paper. Then 3 now will be mapped to scissors. Okay. So yes. So these are it. Now we have our choices here, and now we want to print out. Yeah, I want to just make sure that this is starting from a new line. Choose an option. Choose an option. Okay. So now when we print out choose an option for the user, we want to loop through this. Okay, I want to look through this now. Sorry, I need to close this. Okay, let me just close this now. Okay, we're back at this. So what I want to do now, I want to loop through this. So for key, the value in choices dot items, I want to print out the key. So let's have a formatted string here. Then I want to print out the key. Then I want to have a column here. Then I want to print out the value. So this is what we have in here. So if I should like call this function here and just say, let's say get user choice. So the reason why we're using for key in value is because when we run this function now on enums, it's going to return a tuple. Okay, let's do something here first. Let's print out choices dot items. So you can see now that it's looping through these choices dot items and it's printing out the key and the value. So we're having 1 is rock, then 2 is paper, then 3 is scissors here. So if I should just like run this now, you can see now we are getting a dictionary data type, and we're having it like, okay, this is dictionary data type. I'm having a list, and inside that list we're having a tuple each time. Now you can see that we have a tuple here now. This is looping through everything here now. It's getting the key and the value and giving it, printing it out like this. So I'll just go ahead and comment this. And so the next thing we want to do now is to collect the user input. Since we've given the user the options, let's just say choice equals to input your choice. They want to have 1, 2, 3 right here now. Then let's just strip this out. So this is a string function in Python, and why we are using this is that to remove any excess space the user add into it. So let's say the user is like kind of inputting something like this, a space before inputting one, we are removing this excess space right before the one, and if there's a space outside it after the one, we are removing that excess space. So it won't take those two together, because we are going to look for this choice inside this value, and Python is very case sensitive. Since this one does not have any space before it or after it, and if you are returning a value that is having a space before it, it will map that one with the rock, which is the value. So we have to make sure that we strip that out. So now what we want to check now is if choice in choices. So if choice in choices now, so we are checking if this choice is in choices, and then we return choices choice. So what we just do here is that now we are checking if this choice is present in the choices here, and it's going to check if this choice is a key in any of these choices. And now if it is a key, we are returning the value of that key. So if it is 1, is returning rock, 2 is returning paper, 3 is returning scissors. Then otherwise, that means there's an invalid input there. So otherwise, we want to tell the user that there's an invalid input, and we don't, this is just like handling the error in case the user enters something invalid. Choice, then want to say please select 1, 2 or 3. You want to tell the user this, then we want to return this same function again. So we are calling back this function again to get the choice from the user. So we are going to keep calling back this function until user entered a valid answer. So now we are getting this. If I should enter E now, you see invalid choice, please select 1, 2 or 3. So if I should enter rock now, it returns nothing, right? That's because, okay, if I should add print here, let me just add print here, you see that it will print out what is returning right here now. Okay, let's just go again. 2 now, it's printing out paper. That's because we selected paper, right? That's 2. So now we've collected the user input. What's the next thing we want to do? We want to get the computer choice, right? And we want the computer to just choose randomly. So let me comment this out. We want the computer to choose randomly. So the next thing we are going to do now is, let me just scroll this up a bit so we can see the code as a whole. So I will collapse this now, and the next thing we want to have now is just another function here, which we are going to call def get computer choice, because now you are playing against the computer. So now what is the computer going to do? It's just going to randomly, let me just comment this here, randomly select, and okay, returns the computer's choice. So that's what this function is going to be doing here now. And what do we want to do? We just want to return. So we're going to be using a module here called random. So we just go ahead here and install that module. It's a Python module. You don't need to like run pip install. So you install random here, and this is just helping to generate either random digit or random character to choose a random character from a string or from a list. Sorry, a list here. So we're going to call this function called random now. So we're going to say random.choice. So I want it to pick a choice from a list. So we are going to give it a list of every possible choices here. We have paper. Okay, we have paper, then we have scissors now. So this is the list we are giving it now. I want the computer to pick from this list and return just a value from this list. So I will uncomment this now and also print out get computer choice. So after this now, we run this. Okay, let's say I pick paper now. I pick rock, computer picks scissors, right? You can see that, right? So it's telling us both the computer choice, my choice, and the computer choice. Now we are saying that we pick both the same thing. So at this point now, it's a draw, right? So let's now see what's the next thing we want to do now. We want to determine the winner. Whenever the computer pick now, you can see now there's no winner because it's a draw. And if I should run this again, okay, let me pick paper now. Wow, it's a draw again. Rock. So now rock and scissors. You can see I am the winner in this case. So now let's determine the winner. Let's have another function here, and I'm going to call this function def determine winner. So that's what this function is going to be doing, and this function is going to have two arguments. And so we are going to just have, okay, user choice here. This argument is, okay, we are going to be having user choice and computer choice. So these are the two arguments we are going to be having here, and we are going to be tracking the scores also. So we just comment this here, determine and returns. The winner based on the choices. Okay, so let's have a variable here called score, so we can just keep track of that. So I'll have score here set to 0. Then if I want to use that same variable here, I can just say score here equals to 1 or something like that, but that won't work well because it will be giving this variable in the scope of this function. This variable will only be accessible in the scope of this function. Anywhere outside this function, it will not be like treating it as the same variable. So to make sure that we are using same variable that we define up here, which up here we need to specify that this is a global function. So that's why I'm going to have the keyword here global before we run the variable itself. So we have the global score here now. I want to have, okay, if user choice equals to computer choice. So if they are equal now, what do you want to do? We want to return okay, it's a tie. Then else. Now I want to check for all the possible scenarios that the user could win. So now the first one is if the user choice is equals to rock, right? And the computer choice is equals to scissors. Or, so why am I using this / here? This is just to make sure that tell Python that the code I am continuing on this next line should be treated as same line just from the one above here. So I'll just like, okay, just make sure they are having the same detection. User choice now, okay, let me just copy the code and implement it here. Okay, so now we want to check if the user choice is paper and the computer choice is equals to what now? Rock. Or, so we're going to repeat the same thing here now, just copy this. Okay, if the user choice is scissors and the computer choice is paper. So in any of this scenario, the player is the winner, right? So what we are going to do here now is just say score plus equal 1. We are increasing the score value by 1. Then we want to return you win. Right? So then otherwise, if it's not any of this scenario, if it's not a tie and the user didn't win, that means what? The computer wins, right? So let's just return computers win. So I'm just going to return computers. Okay, the computer wins. Okay. So let's just see now. Let's run this again and let's print. They've determined winner. So what am I going to do right here now? I want to give it this choice here. Okay, that's the first function there. The first parameter here, because it's returning a value, so we just call it inside there. Okay, it won't be the same thing as this, but let me just, okay, Okay, let me just see if this print will work here. So we can see the value outside before the computer compares the value. Okay, let's run this now. Okay. Okay, let's say rock now. Rock, paper, the tie. Get user choice, get computer choice. Okay, there is a problem somewhere. So let me run it again. 2, it a tie also. Okay, coming. So we just go about this. Let's run this again. We have rock, you win. So now it's comparing it to it, but we are not getting the value outside. So just to do that, let me just add print here. So we can also get the value outside. Okay. So let's run this. So I should run this now. I should select rock, rock and paper. It's not a tie. Okay. Okay, and the computer choice. Let me just remove the print here and I'm just have a local variable here, call it choice and set it to this. Then I want to print out this choice. Then after printing out the choice, I want to return the same choice. So yes, rock and paper. Now computers win. Computer pick paper, I pick rock, so computers win. And now let me pick rock this time around. Rock and scissors, I won the game. So now that's how this works now. So the next thing we want to do now is just, now we can determine the winner, right? We are determining the winner, fine, and that's quite alright. So let's just have another function here called playground. And what is this playground going to do? It's going to play one round of the game because we want to be able to keep playing the game and keep track of our scores. So we'll just play. Let's call it playground. And okay. So right then now, just like okay, let me just have a comment here. Play one round of rock, paper, scissors. So if I'm playing one round of rock, paper, scissors now, I want to set the user choice and the computer choice now. I want to get it from the value themselves. So how do I go about that? I just say okay, user choice so user choice now, call this function here, get user choice. Okay, I call this function get user choice and we have computer choice also. Now call get computer choice. So yes, I call these two function now, and now I want to be able to undo this now. So right here now, I am not going to determine the winner. No, I should first print out the choices. So here you chose, they want to have user choice. Then we want to print out also and computer choose, computer choice. Now we want to ask the results as a local variable here. So the result now is equals to what? Determine winner. So now we are determining the winner here, and we just say choice, then computer choice, so what next we want to do here? We want to print out results, results. Then we want to print out the score. I just want to say current score. So we have the score here. Then the next thing we want to do is return results. Okay, now we won't need all this again. So we can just run this play round now, and let's just say play round. So if I should run this now, I'm playing the game. So yeah, it's a tie now, and my score is 0 because I chose rock and the computer chose rock. And that's why my score is what? 0 now. So I won't like this space to be here, so just stop this. And now let's just call this play round function like few numbers of times. So okay, let me add one more, making it 5 now. So I'm calling this function 5 times now. Okay, if I should choose rock here now, you can see that I won, and it's telling me the score is 1. So I can keep playing the second time now. Choose paper again. Computer wins, but it didn't add to my score because computer wins. So 3 now, scissors. Computers win also. 1 again, it's a tie. 2 again, I won again, and now my score is 2. But now we don't want to be able, we don't want to keep on adding this to make it long, and we don't want to stop the game just at 1 round. We want to keep on playing till we tell the computer that yes, we are ready to stop the game. So that will lead us to one more function here, which I'm going to call main. And this main function here, just like okay, this will control, let's say to control now the game flow. This control the flow of the game actually. So if I should print out now just like a welcome message, welcome to rock paper scissors, scissors. So printing out a welcome message now, and I'm referencing my global variable here, score. Now what am I doing now? I want to continue playing this game forever till a specific condition is like overruled this value. That's why I'm saying why true. So while this program is running, I want to keep on calling this function. So play again. So after I call this function now, I want to get a input from the user to know if the user wants to play this game again. So I'll just say, do you want to play again? So now we want the user to enter y, yes or no now. That's y or n. So we want to strip these two to remove any excess space. Then after this, we want to convert them to lower vector. So now, whenever play again is not equal to yes. Whenever play again is not equal to yes, what do you want to do? You want to give the user the final score. Let's say final score. I have score here. Give you a score. Then we'll print out thanks for playing. Goodbye. So this is how we are going to have. Then we break this program. So now it's the main function we are going to be calling now. We don't need to call any other function. So we just call this main function and we keep on looping through this game. So if I should run this program now, we can see welcome to rock paper scissors. Choose an option. So rock now, you can see it's a tie, right? Because computer shows rock too. Do you want to play again? Yes. Now I'm selecting paper, right? Computer wins. Okay. Do you want to play again? Yes. Now selecting rock again. Computer wins. Do you want to play again? Yes. Then selecting scissors this time around. Wow. Computer wins. Nice. So I'm just going to continue. So to select an option. The tie. Yes. Rock. Wow. I finally won. So this is how the game is going to be until you enter a value that it is not. Why? So now you can see it's giving us the final score here and it's saying thanks for playing. Goodbye. So what's the next thing I want to do now? Now that I say okay, thanks for playing, goodbye. So one thing is that if you notice this, it's always giving us only my score, only the player score. But if you want it to be able to give the computer score also, we can just like, okay, let's just go back to the variable defined up here and let's rename this. So now to call this player score now. Player score. And I want to have computer score 2. So computer score 2 is equal to what? 0. So now, whenever we are determining the winner here, we are increasing the player score by 1 here. And here also, let's increase the computer score by 1. So here to increase the computer score by 1. And now, look for where we are printing out the scores. Okay. Let's just say current score now. And let's have a new line here. I want to have player score. Okay, player. Let's just have this. Let's have computer. Okay. So I have computer score here. Let's have computer. So we are printing out the player score and the computer score. Then here we want to print out final score too. Let me just copy the. Okay. But before that, let's reference this global player score. And global computer score. Okay. Then we want to do the same thing here. This was now a name. Player score. Then global computer score. So I just paste that same format here. Okay, so let's run the game now and see again. Okay, we have an error here. So let's go again. So if I should choose rock now, you can see the player is having 0, the computer is having 0 too, because it's a tie, right? So I want to play this again. Rock is still a tie. Big 3 this time around. Wow. Okay, computer score. So we have to go to the function for determining the player win, and we have to have global here, computer score. So let's just run that again. Rock. Okay, now I want the game. You can see my score has increased by 1. So let me shoot 2 this time around. Computer wins. Now it's 1-1, right? So you can continue playing this game now. 3, 2, 1. 1, 3, 1. So just play this again. 2 paper. That's 4-1. That's nice. Wow, computer wins this time around 4-2. So I can decide to end the game now. You can see this is the final score. And now I as a player I'm having 4 and the computer is just having 2 points. So this is how to create simple rock paper scissors game with Python. So just a quick recap here. We have 2 variables, computer store and the player store. We import our random to be able to like choose random choices for the computer to choose its choice from rock paper and scissors. Then we have this get user input, get user choice, which is giving the user a list of choices, and we're putting the choices out. We are looping through this value of choices and putting the choices out. Then we are storing the input of the user. We are stripping this off to remove excess space. Then we are checking if this choice that the user has input, if it's in this dictionary right here. So I could just format this dictionary like this to make it a bit nicer and yeah, presentable that way. So we are checking if this choice is there, so we could just comment this. We don't need this anymore. So we are returning this choice here, and now otherwise if the choice is not there, we want to prompt the user again. That's why we are calling this function over again. Then now we are getting the user choice again here. We are getting the computer choice, and we are using this random module random.choice to pick from a random of list a random value in a list. Now we are returning the choice. Then now we have a function that is determining the winner, and now this function is having 2 arguments, which is the user choice and the computer choice, right? So we refer to these global variables that we defined earlier before, the global score and the this thing. Then we are checking if it's a tie. If it's a tie, we are not modifying any of the score. We skip that. Then we check every scenario possible that the player could win. Then we have an increment on the player score, and we return you win. Then otherwise, so if it is not a tie and the player didn't win, that means computer won the game, right? So we are increasing the computer score, and we are returning the player, and we're increasing the computer score, and we are returning computer wins. Now we are now having play round, and this is just to undo each round of the game. This is to play 1 round. So there's a typo here. This is to play 1 round of the game. So now we have these 2 variables again, and now we have this user choice. And what are we doing with this user choice now? Okay, what are we doing with this user choice now? We are getting this user choice with this function we defined earlier. This function gets user choice here. So that's how we are getting the user choice. Then we get the computer choice also, because it's returning the value of the choice they picked, right? Then now we want to print out the choice itself. We print out the user chose the choice. Then we print out the computer choice also. Then now we want to store the result of this function, determine the winner, as a variable called result. So we are storing that as a variable called result now. Then now we are printing out the result right here. Right, result. Then we are printing out the results. Then now we want to print out the current score of both the player and the computer here. Then we return the results. Now we're now having the main function so that it can control the flow of the game. So we can keep playing the game until we decide to quit the game. And here, just reference this again. We welcome the player to the game. We reference this again. Then we get the input here. After calling this play round, they want to play the game. Then any other time that the input is not equals to y, and we are using small letter y here because we've converted whatever the input is to lowercase, and now we print out the game. So let's just play this one more time, and let's see. Rock, yeah, and I want to play the game again. So play again. Okay, 3, play again. Okay, so now if I should enter any other thing, I could enter capital letter y now, it will still convert to 0 and I'll keep playing. So but if I enter something like u now or any other thing, we quit the game, giving us the final score. So this is how you create a rock paper scissors game with Python. Thank you for watching, and this will be all for today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Thank you very much. See you next time.